Hi guys, welcome to the next video. Next one's all about branding and creating a brand and some identity. One of our followers did reach out to us and suggest that this should have been done before the last video about reaching to suppliers. And I think they are partly correct, but a lot of people waste time building demo stores. And my advice to you would be that's a complete and utter waste of time. I don't think, we never built a store. I don't see any reason why to build something fake, to put fake products and show them. I think it's better to have a really strong story and tell them what you're going to do in terms of your marketing, your plans, your strategy, what you have to offer them, which we covered in the last video. But it's also beneficial to think of what your identity is, because that would help you in that email. And these are things to consider, so there is a good point to do this before reaching to suppliers. That you want to build your brand, you want to think of how you're going to market and advertise. Most of your advertising is going to be in Google Shopping, so your branding is not going to be in that so much. But when you start going to things like Facebook advertising or TikTok advertising or even Google search advertising, then more of your brand identity will then come into that. And as part of that, you are going to look at your logo, your design, your value, what your strategy is, everything which is listed here. And we want to kind of take you through and just to show you, a couple of our businesses, what our logos have been and that thought process behind it. Because if you look at, you get recognised brands everywhere, that you see every day. And as soon as you see it, it's something that you're familiar with. And really what you're building is to get to that point. It's a long way to go. But that is the ultimate solution at the end of the day. So as you know, we've got our high ticket dropshipping logo, and then we've also got our Solomia logo. So we're going to start with our Solomia first of all. When we done this, before we brought those resources in house, we actually went to Fiverr to create the Solomia logo. We paid quite an experienced person, hoping to get like a better type of solution. And I'm not sure whether paying more for that person was any better than paying from anybody else, but we're happy with what the end result was. But when we got these logos, we did like the kind of Aztec look. This was partly my favourite at first, but my partner, who is called Solomia, she was more along the kind of whole Aztec symbol type look. And we decided, okay, let's explore that. So we explored the Aztec, and here's like this example. We've got this one here. We quite liked that, so we then played around with the name. So rather than having it all as one, have the bit above the top. But in the end, it wasn't. We didn't really 100% love it. And I think when you like the brand, you really know like this one suits yourself. The other thing as well is that we quite like the classic look of black, and we're using black and grey is the initial point. So after we decided that the Aztec one wasn't really for us, we then went back to trying to create it about furniture. So we started here like a bedside table with the name Solomia. Here was like a house, but for this it was more like a home improvements type logo or something, or maybe even a cafe with the people sitting at the table. So we didn't really like this. We played around with this logo quite a bit. And then this one was probably our favourite, but it still just wasn't 100% there. And that's you look at our services, what we offer in terms of design, graphic design and web development, different packages, different levels of flexibility. So in certain packages you maybe only can make one change or two changes, but there's other ones which are unlimited. And sometimes it's good to have lots of variations as you throw ideas out there. But then that was our end result. So we took away the circle part. We came back with a suggestion of, like a lamp or something like that on the chest of drawers. There's the S in the chest of drawers, which you can kind of see. And then the Solo and the Mia wrought separately, where they're slightly different to here. So that was our final result, and we're really pleased with that. But we still had the black and the grey. But then after it, we then experimented with the white and the black. And then the other way with the white and black around the other way. So that was our end result. We moved away from the grey, and we went through a lot of backwards and forwards to get to that point. And the reason we went with the black and the white is because our thought also was, in terms of the website, white and black is quite classic. In terms of, you look at different websites and if you look at a lot of competitors, so we really like the whole white with a little bit of black on it, basically. And then different scenarios, you can use a different background. So the next one was that this was all done in house with our own development team. So we start. This is our finished result for this logo. But when we started, we had lots of different ideas that we wanted to try. And again, it's like just putting those ideas down. We were trying to think of like Shopify, but try not to be too Shopify. And these were the different things that we looked at. Here, again, this was like just too much Shopify. But we experimented obviously with the black, the different colours, the different layout to see how it worked. Even here, like as in a box for a delivery. But our thought is that we're focusing on high ticket drop shipping, so it's not necessarily going to be in a little box or something. Maybe if it was a different type of drop shipping, that might have worked. But again, we played with ideas and we liked it, but it just wasn't perfect. And then it went to this one, and this was our favourite because it was almost like a laptop with, prices are rising or money rising, but at the same time it could be look like a shop with, like the over bit hanging over the shop. So this was the perfect one for us. This is the one that we loved the most. And as we went through all the different colours, we actually finished on that. And if you remember our YouTube channel, we actually had these colours as our banner on our YouTube channel, even in our TikTok and stuff like that. These are the colours that we have. But as we've developed the website and we've went through more onto, what we want the website to look like, this is how we finished. And I think the white looks so much better, so cleaner. The simplicity of it. And I'm a big fan of, keeping it simple rather than overcomplicating it. Because when we had this, and as we were designing the website, we had greys and blacks and various colours in the website that we later removed when we had the white. And the website looks so much cleaner. It's so much better. So I definitely would, from our choice, this was definitely the best one we went for. Another business that we're building at the moment is called Mika. And this is just again, keeping it simple, this is just nice handwriting that we've picked for this particular logo. And it's just a case of using that font. I did go to our development team and say, right, because this was me who made this one. And I said, this is my logo, I love it, it's simple, I like the handwriting, I like the name, but what else can you come with? And they come back with examples like this, and for me, I still preferred the favourite one. So in the end, we've stuck with this. We've not even built the website of the business, so again, it may change as we go through that process, but I like that simplicity. And we may even go with the peachy colour in the background as part of the colour style. But again, that'll evolve as we go through the process. Another thing which we've done with Solomia is we did think about changing the whole colour scheme and going for something really different. And as part of that, you can create a design guide. And this is a design guide that we had actually created. And if you want to use this for yourself and, create something, then feel free. All the colour codes and everything are down below. But again, as we've done that, we selected the headers, the body, the links, the font colours, the variations of the colours, the buttons, margin sizes, shapes, and how they all link together. And that was going to become our design guide, so that all marketing, all branding, everything followed this guide. And this is taken to the next level. Same with buttons in terms of the add to cart or any buttons on the website, the size, the style, the font, the colours, the colour when you hover, and that was all basically going to be, again, part of the design guide. So going back to the beginning, this is really, that gives you a total insight in terms of how to build the brand. So you're going to think about what is your brand? How do you want to brand it? The name Solomia for us, that's my partner's name. She's from Ukraine, and I'm sure you know all the bad stuff that's going on in Ukraine at the moment. But the name Solomia was a nice name. It's got good meaning to it, and it's something different in the UK. And it's easy to brand like a single word, and that's what we wanted to go for. So that's one of the things you want to think about in terms of when you're creating that brand identity, your colour scheme, your look, the name, everything, that these are some of the things you've got to take into consideration. And then how you're going to advertise that brand, what it's going to look like when you advertise the brand. So I hope that gave you a lot of insight. You would use all that information to then add into your story if you haven't reached out to suppliers already. But if you get any questions, leave it in the comments below. Give it a like, share it out, and have a great day. Thanks a lot.